Hey, it's Chas from Wildflower Wigs. This is an alteration video just to kind of update on the wigs that I had reviewed previously, what I've done to them since then. I am wearing Delilah, so I'll show you the card. Delilah is here. She came very orange. It was a dark root, so like a 1B root with it's OT30 that was lighter, but the stock card, I thought she was going to be a little bit more brown than orange, like a light brown. Unfortunately, she was not. So I first toned her, and then it still wasn't enough. I actually think in my unboxing, I was wearing her. And then that day I decided to dye her with a Paul Mitchell 5N PM Shines, and you do that with a processing liquid. And I put that on with a bowl and brush and then did these ends. So I'll just do a little turn. So her toning does not affect the darker colors. So this is still a 1B up top at the root area, but all of this underneath is then that 5N for toner. And I'm really loving it now. I also took off a decent amount of length, as you can see. I was not feeling it. It just was a little heavy and it wasn't holding the curl as much as I wanted it to. So then it just seemed like it was kind of overpowering my face. So I decided to take up that length. The layering was about the same. I think I just did a little bit back here just to get that to blend a little bit better so that it had a little bit more of a softer layer. So this was Delilah. Now I'm gonna move on to my first Rhia. So Rhia in my video, I have not touched that one. She's still the same. Don't mind my shaved head that I shaved, was it back in like April? Yeah, or no, March. So this is Rhia, my first one that I had. And she, I had an interesting mishap with her. I over plucked her. So my 4-inch part line, I ended up even having to get some of that. I had to get rid of some of that, unfortunately. So let me show you Rhia's stock card again. She was in natural, so that's always about like a 1B, I would say, or 2, level 2 for hair. And what I did, which I will link the description. So I am a licensed cosmetologist. I've just been out of the game for a while because I'm a stay-at-home mom right now. And I found this cool way to give her a very soft, like sun-kissed balayage. It was just a man off of YouTube, so thank you for that. Love YouTube. And it was a really cool technique. Unfortunately, I couldn't videotape myself because I do everything in my basement and it's too cold, so things would not process correctly and it would not have been able to lighten as I was doing that. So maybe if I can get my camera to move upstairs with me where I do all of the coloring, then I'll be able to actually do those videos. For now, I will link then the video that I followed to have this soft technique. So I'll do a little turn for you. So she is still that natural up at the top. And then you can see I did one thing different than from his video. It was, I parted it off to a V and then broke it up into the 4 sections. But in this front section, he did not do was you just painted it on the very front, so you did not do on both sides. I did both sides in my middle section, so I only pieced it into 3, and it'll make more sense if you watch that video. But this one section that you see is a little lighter. I did the front and the back just to get those pops. I did the 2 of them. So let me do that turn for you, just so you can see how subtle. And then I think I did, yes, so I lightened it probably only to like a level 7 that I got to, about 6 or 7. And then I just did tone it with, it was a 6 or 7. I'm honestly, I forget. I think it was a 6 that I did just a level 6 PM Shines, kept that on. That's a Paul Mitchell brand. And I did that with just a applicator bottle and then just put those on the ends, let that sit, and washed her out. And this is what she is. I think this Rhia, I did just thin her just a little bit in the ends because her ends were just a little frayed in some spots. So I just wanted to kind of make that look fresh and good again. But this Rhia has been my daily wear for a very long time. And now with color on her, and she's still handling like a champ, no tangling, no problems. I love her. She's still in my dailies. Now, last but not least is Cleona. She is the least amount of color alterations that I've done, but Cleona came, she was one of my finest units that I had up until then that I got, which I was not too pleased with. So I did cut her a decent amount just to try to bring that up. This is her stock card. And yeah, her ends were just sad and she flipped all over the place, and it just is like, okay, let's raise up that length, make it look a little thicker. But what I did, so she was really, really warm. She was in natural, which I get a lot of shake and go human wigs, but she just had a lot of red tones in her, like all throughout. And so I figured it was time just to have a full dark color. I wanted to put that on. So I did a level 1 in the demi for Paul Mitchell. And I did that with a bowl and brush. So you still do the demi and then the processing liquid also with that, and you keep it on for about 25 minutes. So I'll just do, you can barely, that's why I say this one's, the color isn't that big of a deal, but I just figure why not? This, I still did a color alteration to this one to have just a nice, beautiful, plain jet black hair. And I am so happy. So these were my 3 girls that I've done. All of them had big haircuts and or color. And I just wanted to have some fun just to show what it's like for a while of me still wearing them. Because I do like to still wear them a little bit before my review so I can give you an honest one. But now these ones are months old of my daily wear and they're all still doing really good and I'm loving it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you do, there will be more. Please let me know. Till next time, thank you so much for watching.